Hey, thanks for joining us this week for the weekly Safety Mile with Jack and Kyle.
I'm Kyle.
I'm Jack. We got a special one this week. We're saluting our veterans. We're super grateful for them. Got a few right here with us today. We're going to talk about that here shortly. Got a lot of cool questions we want to ask, kind of bug you a little bit. So, you guys ready?
Ready.
Okay. All right. Well, let's start out with the birthdays for this week.
Right. All right. So this week we've got birthdays from Amy Peterson, Michael Santos, Michael O'Neill, John Evans, Taysir Haydar, Rob Lewis Jr., Carol Odell, David Evans, Anthony Youngblood, Jamari White, Alberto Rodriguez, David Gonzalez, Leroy English, William Ball, and I actually missed this last week, Rose Rojo. Happy birthday, Rose. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. And also, we got a birthday from our very own Jack Wallace. So happy birthday, Jack.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Jack. I appreciate it.
Yeah, we love you.
Happy birthday, everyone. Also want to recognize the United States Marine Corps, 1775, November 10th. Today is their birthday. All the men and women out there that know what it takes to make the grass grow, happy birthday. Okay, anniversaries. 1 year anniversary, Donna Woodall. 3 year anniversary, that's going to be Jacqueline Hetherington. Almost messed that up, sorry. And then John Plazovo for 3 years as well. 4 year anniversary, that's going to be Thomas Vance. 6 year anniversary is going to be Joseph Lazaro. I might have messed that up. If I did, I am sorry. And then our very own, sitting here right next to me today, 10 year anniversary, Mr. Darryl Dunn.
Thank
you. All right.
Thank you.
Awesome. Okay, so let's get into it. I got Darryl Dunn here on my left and Robert Barish on my right. And start out, what branch were you in?
United States Army.
United States Army. Robert?
U.S. Submarine Force.
Submarine Force.
That's pretty cool. Well, Kyle.
Yeah, where did you enlist and about like what date was that?
In January of 1980.
1980.
Roanoke, Virginia.
Gotcha. How about you, sir?
Mine was in 1981, and it was in the wintertime. I think it was November. I don't remember.
Hey, all right.
I had to be bussed down to Syracuse.
Syracuse, huh?
Yep.
That's cool.
Got lost.
Okay. What was your particular duties?
My particular duties, I was a nuclear electronics technician on a submarine on USS Billfish, USS Silversides, and did some shore duty over the Indian Ocean, British Ocean territories. Did a lot of nuclear rod controls and stuff like that. A lot of training.
I'll get to you in just a second.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Nuclear rods on a submarine.
That's why I glow. Okay.
Okay. That has to be pretty intense.
It is. The Navy, when you first go in, of course, you got to go through, especially in the submarine force, there's some tests you got to go through, but once you go through the electronics part of the test, or part of the training, you also go through some Nuclear Regulatory Commission stuff that you got to deal with, and obviously the confidentiality things, and also you do a crash courses in calculus, all the way up for differential equations, and same way with physics, theoretical physics. And you do what most of us do, 4 months, I can't remember, the same thing college students get. I'm so sorry. College students get within a full semester.
Wow.
So you're pretty smart fellow then if you went through all that.
Well, anybody knows me knows that's not true.
And this laptop charges what it's sitting on this lap. You don't even have to plug it in.
It was a really good experience. I really enjoy it. Most of the guys I hung out with in the Billfish and the Silversides and Groton, Connecticut, and South Carolina, we're still friends with. I still meet once every other year or so.
The Atlantic Fleet.
Yeah, Atlantic Fleet.
Oh, wow.
We got a chance to do a lot of we call it deep submersion rescue vehicle. I'm so sorry, I'm having trouble. I'm a little nervous. And so, but DSRV apps, we did a lot of those, especially under the with NATO out of Norway,
That's
and
cool.
did a lot of stuff off the coast of Russia, of course. But that's beside the point.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, Darryl, you being from Virginia, right?
Yeah.
So where did they send you for boot camp?
I went to Fort Knox, Kentucky
Fort Knox, Kentucky.
in February 4th of '80.
Nice warm day, huh?
Oh, it was very nice. Nice and cold. And back when they still had the old military barracks you stayed in,
Oh wow.
the old wooden barracks with the wood stoves and everything. You had to keep
Yeah.
going.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was fun.
The Quonset huts.
Yeah.
Any specific memories of that time, like at boot camp, that come to mind? You know, looking back.
Well, when I first got there, I was kind of shy of it, but after I got used to it, got it into it, I done pretty decent through there, you know,
Right.
with everything. Led was platoon leader there for a little bit, but
Right on.
I got to learn how to run a whole lot.
Yeah. It's useful.
My whole time in there.
All right, Darryl. Where was probably one of your most favorite places that you got to go?
Germany.
Germany.
Yeah, when I was stationed in Germany, I did a lot of traveling over there. I went to Switzerland, to Copenhagen, to Scotland, went to England.
Scotland's
and
awesome.
Went to Paris for 2 years in a row for New Year's Eve.
Oh wow.
New Year's.
Alright.
That's
And
cool.
then most unrememberable place I went to was an Oktoberfest in Munich for 2 or 3 years. You remember getting there, but you didn't remember leaving.
Yeah.
Beer was a little strong, was it?
Oh, it was good.
Robert, how about you? Where's the neatest place you probably ever went?
Hands down, Australia.
Australia.
I even spent some time in Australia. Once we got to port, I liked it so much I took leave. But Australia was awesome. The people there were incredible. Before we pull into port, I forget the program they call it, but basically we sign up and we have host families. We'll host a sailor. They go pick you up, and we spend the time on their farm. We got a chance to shear sheep, you know, and got a lot of other stuff. That's back when I was there the first time around. We were there for America's Cup.
Mm-hmm.
I was new behind the ears. I just like, what the heck is an American Cup? I thought it was soccer or something,
Yeah.
but it was yachting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, okay. So I learned all about the American Cup and yachting, and because they had a big competition in
Being
Australia.
a sailor, they probably had some questions why you did.
Yeah, they had a few, and of course I got a chance to meet some of the military, Australian military bushmen. It was just their version of the infantry. Got drunk really happily, and you know, don't remember how I got back to submarine, but you know, I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed all the families that were there.
Being on
It
a
was-
submarine, what was probably the longest that you were ever submerged?
Well, that's a very good question.
Take your calendar away or what?
Yeah. I know we came up regularly for what they call digital mails messages. I forget. I'm so sorry. From families, little family grams that you get. It's 1 or 2 sentences that would come up then. But really, from port to port, and especially underneath the ice, under the portal ice, we'd be there probably 30 days. You know,
Wow.
sometimes a little. I mean, we'd come up though. You know, we would come up to do other stuff, but basically, you know, I did a 90-month or 90-day deployment under the ice and get to play with Gumby and you know play soccer up in the North Pole. But I would say 30. I would say no more than 30 days, but they can spend more time under the ice if they need, or under the water if they need to.
Wow.
Does your like sleep schedule just change pretty instantly?
No.
No, not really.
No.
It's still like 8 hour.
All right, I'll go. With this, we do a lot of hot racking on a submarine, especially if we got visitors, contractors and stuff.
Yeah.
So sometimes I'd being a junior guy when I first started, I would actually be my mattress would be moved to the torpedo room, and I'd sleep on a torpedo for the duration. If I actually had my own rack, I would be able to to that rack never goes empty. 12 on, 12 off if we're on station.
Gotcha.
So I mean, that's why they call it hot rack, because you get the nice, lovely smell from the other guy.
Darryl, what were some of your interesting duties?
Well,
Not the ones you got in trouble for.
well. Nah, I was stationed at Fort Hood there first and got to do a lot of traveling.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, really, that's what I enjoyed about in there. I was I went in as a 13 Bravo, a gun buddy in field artillery, but it was overfilled over, so I went back to what I do now, driving a truck and mechanicking. In there the whole time over in Germany and everything, pulled the low boys, hauled the guns around, and I got the one I enjoyed more than anything was going to Berlin to the wall. I got to go see the wall.
Really?
Wow.
That's
Very
awesome.
cool.
I got to see the wall and everything, and spent a couple days.
Was that before, I don't remember when the Berlin Wall went down, but was that
during,
yeah.
something like it in the 90s. Yeah, it was before that. I was over there between 82 and 84.
Was it as strict as it looked like?
Huh?
Was it, yeah, security stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Darryl, you're also doing something that's still kind of providing a service as far as your military background. The Reefs Across America.
Oh yes.
Explain that to us. What's that about?
Well, I come brain dead now with the guy's name up there, but they come up with it. I want to think 10 or 11 years ago, where they had a bunch of extra reefs. They make the reefs up there for all over the country. You know, out of the trimmings and everything, and they had some left, so they called and see if they could take them to Arlington, and they let them take them down there and put them in Arlington. That started it. Now they're, I believe they told me when I talked to them last month, it's like 600 and some truckloads of reefs going out now up there. I'm wanting to think. Going all over the country. They send them to, they go over to France over there at Normandy. They're doing some other places now where they got military at overseas, over in Germany.
Do you mind if I ask you a question?
Go right ahead.
Can you explain a little bit what Reefs Across America really is? I mean, what's it about? Why
It's to represent the veterans that we lost and has passed away. You know, and they got I got 4 stops this year, and I finish up at the Miller Bridge, Georgia, down there at the Veterans Cemetery down there, and it's awesome, a place to go visit.
So when you go there, they have a lot of pomp and circumstance about you know how the Marines and the Army are as far as putting the reefs on graves and stuff.
Okay, way that works is this year's is on the 17th. Is when they lay the wreaths, and people volunteer to go lay wreaths at the cemeteries and stuff like that. Like it'd be Arlington, they'll have it on TV most likely when they do that on the 17th. It'll be I forget I don't know what channel, but they usually show it on there, or at least on the news where they lay wreaths. It's people when they got I want to think it's 10 trucks that leave out up there. They got a ceremony up there on a banquet on the 10th of this year, on the 10th of December, and then that's on Saturday night. On Sunday morning, I usually get loaded on Sunday morning, and I'm following them out because it takes a while, because it's like 10 or 15 trucks in between there. It goes just to Arlington. They start out and they go to the capital there in Maine. Then they go to down into New Hampshire and spend a day. Go to down into Massachusetts and work our way down, and then they roll in on Friday afternoon, right there around the DC area. Then on Saturday morning they roll the trucks in there, have a parade going in there, and do it.
Darryl, thank you for doing that.
Well, I hope we can
Seriously.
get a few more trucks, and I'm hoping Hirschbox is listening, that we can get a few of y'all's trucks to go with us, because they need trucks to run the North Dakota, South Dakota area, up in Nebraska, up there where y'all from. They could use a few trucks next year.
Yeah.
If you have a question, get in touch with me, I'll help you.
That's
Absolutely.
awesome. Thank you,
Thank you,
Darryl, for
Darryl.
doing that.
Yeah.
I mean, you
Well, I
started
love
in
it.
Maine up there loading those reefs and run all the way down to Georgia.
I love it. I don't want to give it up. I mean, I love doing it.
That's
awesome.
that's a huge honor, and thank you for doing that.
Thank you.
That's amazing. Guys, that kind of wraps it up. I do want to say thank you to these guys. Robert's actually working in the office now, but he spent a lot of years here at JCT out on the road. He just come in the office a few weeks ago. But it's kind of neat how to see, especially with the reefer business, how many veterans, I can't even start to name how many veterans we got here at JCT, not just in the office, but out on the road in the trucks. And I heard Brad say something about this in our meeting a few weeks ago,
Right.
talking about how it's kind of a natural transition for a veteran to come out of service to go into our type of industry, because especially being the reefer industry that we are, you're still serving your country.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we are a vital link in the chain that feeds this country, and you guys have continued your service even on past your actual military service. You're still serving your country, and thank you for that. That's so awesome. I can't say enough about it. Thank you, Darryl, for joining us. Thank you, Robert, for joining us.
Absolutely.
We're so thankful for all the veterans and what you guys have done. You know, my father and a lot of my family members also served. My dad was in the Navy too, spent a little time on the carrier. He was talking about the other day when he was talking. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get to my safety topic for the week, because I can't do the show without doing a safety topic. I'm not going to allow it. So you're going to, and now see, you can't not listen to me because you're sitting here now. So you have to listen. Okay, what I'm going to talk about this week, real quick, animal strikes, deer strikes most importantly. I've seen a huge uptick. I'm seeing more deer strikes this year probably than I've seen in a lot of years. So guys, I want to remind you, keep an eye out for the deer. Don't overdrive your headlights. Constantly scan that road. Watch for those animals. And then if you do get in a situation where you're possibly going to hit an animal, a deer, remember, slow down gradually. We don't want to slam on our brakes and create another accident. We don't want to swerve. We want to maintain our lane, both hands on the wheel, control that vehicle. We don't want to wind up in an accident with another vehicle beside us or lose control and put ourselves in jeopardy off in the ditch. So if you must, strike the animal, maintain your lane, maintain control. And then if you do have damage to the vehicle or you do have an animal strike, remember to get with the claims department, call Miss Belanca. Also on your TransFlow app, we have a link there on your TransFlow app where you can fill out your accident information and send that in so it's reported and taken care of. Guys, thank you again for joining us.
Yes.
Darryl, I'm going to be looking forward to seeing those pictures for the reefers across America.
Absolutely.
Kyle, you got anything you want to throw in?
Yeah, just again, thank you guys for your service. Thank you all. Anybody who served for our country and served, to protect us. Thank you again. We, wouldn't be here without you. So again, thank you so much. That's going to be it for us this week. Thanks for tuning in. And of course, if you have anything you'd like to say in the comments, go ahead and send them on in. If you'd like to, have your own little story that you'd like to tell, be a great place to put it for us to be able to see.
Good point. Hey, any of our JCT veterans out there, hey, drop your rank and kind of what you did, your branch and your rank in the comments. Let's see how many JCT drivers are out there watching. Hey, thank you guys.
Absolutely. Thanks again, guys.